Welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. This is your reading for Saturday, September 28th. And I am setting the intention. Well, actually, I did set the intention already while I was allowing for reversals. But I'm going to reinforce my intention to bring through 3 cards that will help you guys the most, you guys and gals, the most for today, for Saturday. Well, actually, this isn't Saturday. I do these readings way ahead of time and schedule them to be released on the proper day at midnight. So anyway, Saturday, September 28th, 2024, of course. I guess that's the stopping place right there. My hands, the cards wouldn't go together again. Ooh, I like this. Okay. Eight of Swords reversed is releasing ourselves from the false beliefs, the prison, the self-imposed prison of our false beliefs that make us think that we just can't make any progress in life. And boy, this is really interesting to have the 8 and 9 of Swords reversed. So there's a false belief that we're releasing that has to do with the inability to move forward unless. It's kind of like, I'll be successful if this happens. It's being too outer focused on goals rather than focusing in on the inner world. We need to have some inner journeys. Now, maybe that's what this is about. Maybe this is about a shamanic journey within rather than into the outer world. To look for your false beliefs. So all those inner journeys will lead to releasing false beliefs if that's your intention and to go. But that's usually why people do them, right? They're going inside to figure out something. And the something with the 9 of Swords coming through reverse would be about helplessness and hopelessness and severe depression. That going inside to search for why we get depressed will put you face to face and in touch with false beliefs that you've been like just mentally bound to. And once you figure out what that false belief is, in fact, that's the only way that you can release it, is to figure out what it is and where it came from. You don't always have to know exactly where it came from. You just have to know that it's not true. And then later on, just keep just be willing. Keep your consciousness open. Be willing to understand and question those false beliefs from all different angles. And that's how you break yourself out of depression. And also to know that it's normal to go through periods of depression when we're healing. And depression comes from, when we're small, when we're very, very small, and we don't have our real needs met, we have to numb out in order to survive because we have to attach to our parents. And if our parents don't bring through love, if they don't bring through safety, if they don't comfort us, if we don't feel connected to them in a way that we are seen and heard and understood, and if they're not so loving in the way they should be, then we have to numb that out when we're little. It's the only way that we can survive. Because, imagine just screaming, crying all the time. Your parents would probably, if you have abusive parents, they would just beat you up, right? And then we have parents who are abusive in a different way, which is negligence. They're just not there. They're not around. Or they've assigned our caretaking to somebody else who's abusive or immature or older and demented or whatever, And then we go to school and we have abusive teachers, or some of us had, I didn't, but, some of us had nuns, the rulers smacked across the knuckles. And, little girls don't get angry and little boys never cry. All of these ridiculous impositions onto our souls. And so what we do as adults is we are being faced with meeting those pains all the time and breaking through those vicious circles. If we meet the pain, then we will meet the numbness. We'll go through levels of numbness as we meet the pain. That's why it comes up over and over and over again in life. And that's why we feel like sometimes we're not making any progress because, damn, something else came up again. Well, you have to think in terms of, a garden. Weeds grow, or weeds have come up, and you got to do the work and pull out the weeds, and whenever they come up. But eventually, you'll have a really honed garden where, your inner garden, your inner landscape doesn't grow weeds anymore. I don't know if that could ever happen in nature, in life. I think weeds that's a part of life. Weeds are a part of life, but in our personal lives, we can pull those. We can keep, clearing out our inner landscape, and then we'll get to the core. At some point, we'll get to that deep, dark core, which is the mother of all false beliefs, which is your soul split, which is where you have separated from your spirit with a lie. And that's what brought you into this incarnation. So what was the lie that you organized your life around on a higher self level in order to make it conscious? There's no blame, there's no judgment, it's just the way it was. You died in your last lifetime with a false belief coming through, that last decision as you were dying, you decided something about yourself in life. It was something like, I don't know, never trust men, or I'm bad, or I'm ugly, or I'm never enough, or I'm not enough, or I don't matter, or I'm not worthy. It's always some level it's always a self-worth issue. And these are the mental constraints, and maybe there's 8 of them, that are normal for most humans. And that's what we have to free ourselves from. And we will hit the dark night of the soul. We will have them come up in dream times. We'll have issues come up, but never, never, never be hopeless. To be hopeless is to get into the darkest realms, and there's no reason to ever go there. Expect depression during your healing, but to break the vicious circles, we need to get in touch with the real pain and understand what the real needs are. So again, the real needs are to have love, safety, comfort, connection, and be seen and heard and understood when we're children, when we're babies growing up, when we're infants, and then all the way through our childhood. And then as adults, all you really do as an adult, you just have to know what your real needs are. You have a real need to love. You have to love yourself. You have to love something else. You love other things. You love life. You love other people, most of all. And you provide safety and comfort for yourself. And you allow yourself to have connection with others. And you allow yourself to be seen and heard and understood. And you do your best to make yourself understood. And from that, just doing that, we are constantly meeting our own real needs as adults. And we're not stuck anymore. But if we are stuck, we're going to be stuck in addictions, those self-created prisons of addictions to try and numb out. And, that's one way you can kind of check yourself. But we don't have the devil card here, so I'm not feeling like it's that. I'm feeling like you guys are already doing the work of breaking free. And you already are making progress, but sometimes you have nightmares and sometimes you have issues come up, and then you go back into that place of, I'm just not healing. It's not working. I'm not doing anything because this stuff keeps coming up. That's a trick of the mind. That's a self-created prison. That's a lie. It's not true. That is absolutely not true. Just keep doing the work. Have faith in yourself. And, sometimes we do have crappy dreams. Sometimes we have actual nightmares. And sometimes, damn it, we can't sleep. That's part of being human, but that never means that there's something wrong with you. So don't victimize yourself. Don't judge yourself. Please don't ever judge yourself for when you can't sleep at night or for just having a bad dream. There's so much of a misnomer in that, oh, it's all love, it's all da, da, da. And we go through, it's kind of like spirituality 101 where it's all love. Well, it is all love in the spiritual realm. And love is infinite, it is eternal. And it is, it's literally the benign circle of love is what makes the world spin, the universe spin. But on earth, we have light and dark. So we're trying to balance those forces out. We're trying to stay aligned with the light. But because you go into the darkness, or the darkness comes to you sometimes to tempt you, that doesn't mean that you're dark. You just go back to the place where you are complete love. But to do that, you have to love yourself through it. That's why I always say, love yourself through it, whatever you're going through. And if you need help from us, please drop it in the comments, ask for prayers, and we love helping you. So, okay. And don't compare yourself, no matter what. That's another major thing. It's like never compare yourself to anyone else. Only you are you, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Only you can do you and be you. So, okay, that's all I have. Thank you. Bye.